Planet Vero Studio is powered by the Nolan Group of eXp Realty. Cindy Grossman. New York City born and raised, luxury retail management was her game. Saks Fifth Avenue and Nordstrom were her jewelry playgrounds. Had enough at 38, fled to Miami, where Neiman Marcus Bal Harbour found her. Recruited to Mont Blanc, where her regional position challenged her. Met her husband 4 years ago, and Brevard County she did go. COVID hit, she needed a new career fit. Age-defying beauty with Mary Kay, she did say. And now, here's Cindy Grossman.
Hello, 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 and welcome to Mesmerize the Mirror at any age. Happy to have everyone with us today. Mitch Goldman, thanks so much for coming back for this episode.
Thank you, Cindy Grossman. Nice to be here.
Thank you. And Jesse, thanks for always keeping us in line.
Thanks for having me.
We have a special show today. I was recently at the American Business Women's Association conference in Colorado, and I met some incredible women. One woman that did stand out, and we did have a chance to chat, was an Air Force veteran, professor, speaker, consultant, business expert, and strategist, Dr. Sonja Ogletree Satani. She is a motivational and inspirational speaker who imparts stories of grit, determination, and overcoming adversity. She equips audiences with the skills to conquer any challenge and face their fears head-on, whether it's personal or business-related. Dr. Sonja Ogletree Satani was featured in Forbes magazine, as seen in the June 16, 2014 issue spotlighting Southeast women business leaders, and the award-winning Women in Business magazine of the American Business Women's Association. Dr. Ogletree Satani's goals and passions are helping individuals and businesses to be profitable and successful. In addition, bridge leadership opportunities through communications, collaborations, and community service. Thank you so much for coming on to our show. We're thrilled to have you.
Thank you. I am super excited to be here, and I thank you so much for having me on your show.
Thank you. Now, we have a few other guests with you. Do you want to introduce them as well?
Sure, I'd love to. So, as one of the jobs that I have, other than being a business owner and coach, is I'm also a professor at ECPI University. So I have a few of my students joining us today. So we have Spencer Wheeler and Rafi Marte Diaz, and they are actually out of Virginia. We may have a few more join us later. So teaching at ECPI, I teach everything from business, IT, engineering, and nursing. But for tonight's class, we are focused on strategic planning and implementation.
Excellent. Excellent. So I'm going to ask some questions, and please, I want everybody to chime in, and I'd love to hear, all about the class. Now, you have done it all. I must say that. You really have done it all. But one thing I want to know is, what were the key decisions that launched your business? And you tell it, you went from 0 to 6 figures.
Yeah, so as many individuals have decided to go from the corporate room to entrepreneurship, my story was unique. So I remember March 2012, I had an opportunity to be promoted to vice president. At least that's what HR told me. I had all the qualifications and then some. You could check it off the block, from my doctorate, work performance, a master's in human resource management, healthcare management, everything and anything that's needed to run an operation. So in the midst of all of that, I was training my replacement. And this day I come into the office, I had on my favorite power suit, just had my hair and nails done. So excited. And when I walked in the door, everybody was like, "Hey, you're going to be my new supervisor. I can't wait. Things are going to change when you're in office." And of course, my head was swelling up just like a big old helium balloon. And so excited. But of course, I couldn't wait to get to my desk to open my laptop and to see the results of that promotion. And when I got to my chair, I opened the computer and I could not believe what I saw. The person I hired and trained was promoted to the position that was meant for me. And I was pissed. And I remembered what Madam C.J. Walker said. She said, you can't sit down and wait for opportunities to come. You have to get up and make them. And I got up and I packed my computer. I started packing my stuff. I turned in everything to HR. I walked out the door, got in my car, and then I sat there like, crap, what am I going to do now? Because that was a time for me to start investing in myself, to start doing the things that I wanted to do, and to finally launch Corporate Cycle Consulting. I didn't know how I was going to get my clients. I didn't know how I was going to market or who I was going to talk to. What was my message? What was the organization going to be about? So I had to really get the help and find a coach to help me. And after working with a coach, I was able to get the vision in place for what I needed, be able to strategize and put together the plans that I needed to be successful in this business. And I took the information and tweaked it a little bit and started using it with my clients, and they were getting success and results. Tweaked it a little bit more and started adding additional clients. So I was able to create a blueprint that would help take business owners from zero, just an idea, to actually being fully operational and profitable. So I wanted to be able to expand this opportunity for other business owners that were looking to transition from corporate world or transition out of the military, or maybe they were struggling trying to find a job, just to finally turn their hobby, their idea, into something that's marketable and profitable.
Right. And, you know, your story is so, popular. I know it happened to me in corporate America, and you have to finally say, hey, it's my turn. It is my turn. And I give you a lot of credit. You walked out and you said, it is time for me to be who I want to be and answer to myself and not have to answer to anybody else. So that's fantastic. What do you think was the biggest mindset shift that took your business to the next level?
Well, there were several mindset shifts that I had to take. For one, I had to have some self-efficacy. And then self-efficacy is not just about believing in yourself, but taking the actions of belief. So you just can't wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I'm going to get up and I'm going to start this business. Okay, you get up, but did you do anything? You have to believe that you can do it and start putting forth the steps to make it work. And once I started doing that, looking at my vision, my goals, you have to put actions with that, because otherwise it's still a dream. And once you put those action steps together, you have to follow through. So whether you're planning it, you have to do it, and then you have to look at the results and see what you need to do to improve, to make it better. And that's what I have to do. Because sometimes you're going to have individuals in your life that you think are going to be the biggest supporter, the biggest cheerleaders. And what happens are the biggest killers of your dreams. And the ones that you think would be the most supportive can sometimes bring you down. And part of that mindset is just shifting, because sometimes when you're asking for advice from individuals, you have to look at, is the advice really helping or is it hurting you? So I had to surround myself by individuals that actually had the expertise, and not individuals who weren't even in the game or trying to learn. So it's one thing when you're getting advice from someone who's never tried it, from someone who's done it, been there, done that.
Right. I could understand that as well. You're extremely highly motivated. What keeps you going? What keeps that high motivation? And I'm sure your students can chime in about this.
Well, there's several things that keeps me motivated. And, other than family goals, I am an overachiever. I will not lie. And probably people who know me would probably shake their heads up and down. Yes, that's her. But when I have set my mind to do something, I will not stop until it is done. And then I look at what's next. Sometimes I might have delays or detours in the process for what I'm going after, but I never give up. And even when it seems like I'm not going to be able to hit that finish line, it's like when you're training for a marathon, right? So if you've never trained, you're going out and you're sprinting through, and the next thing you know, you're catching a Charlie horse and you're like, oh, I'm not doing that again, right? Or maybe it's hard for you to breathe. But it's about practice, it's about endurance, it's about keeping on and building the stamina that you need. Because there's a lot of successful millionaires and billionaires that are out there that started as entrepreneurs that just didn't give up.
That's true. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back. Thank you.
Need an enlightening pick-me-up? Visit Kristen and Cindy at Skinergy to energize your skin and keep it looking fabulous forever. Kristen can help with hair removal, sugaring to keep your whole body smooth and conditioned. Kristen will help you refresh and defend your skin while giving you a customized facial. Cindy helps skinergize and get you camera ready for your everyday look or special occasion. Visit Kristen and Cindy at Skinergy. Find them on Facebook under the Skinergy Squad.
Don Baker, a blind young man, moved into his own apartment against the wishes of his overprotective mother. Jill Tanner, the free-thinking woman next door, takes a liking to him and his spotless apartment. As they begin a closer relationship, Don's mother enters to help her son navigate his new life. Butterflies Are Free is a funny, touching, and emotional play about the risks that go with loving someone. Don't miss Butterflies Are Free, October 25th through November 13th at Riverside Theater. Get tickets at riversidetheater.com. Don't miss the Sebastian Clam Bake, November 4th, 5th, and 6th. The Sebastian Clam Bake, known for high-quality food like linguine with clam sauce, succulent shrimp, clam chowders, steamed clams, and traditional festival food. Plus, historical reenactments, a kid zone, and some of the area's best bands, demonstrations, and vendor booths. Take a stroll by the river, enjoy fresh seafood. Admission is free. The Sebastian Clam Bake, November 4th, 5th, and 6th, by the river, next to Riverview Park. Details at sebastianclambake.net.
Sunshine Furniture brightens up your day.
At Sunshine Furniture, our 35,000 square foot showroom is filled with the largest selection of in-stock coastal furniture on the Treasure Coast. Dining and bedroom sets, occasional tables, sofas, sleeper sofas, love seats, and chairs, including lots of slipcover styles from Universal, Four Seasons, and Capri. We also have a gallery of Tommy Bahama and Lexington with styles designed for a relaxed approach to the finer things in life. We're having a fall sale with lots of great markdowns, including all pictures, lamps, and accessories half price. Sunshine Furniture, $1295 US 1 in Vero Beach next to Planet Fitness. Family owned and operated since 1991. Don't forget to visit our outlet and closeout store directly across the street and visit our website at sunshinefurniturecasual.com.
Sunshine Furniture, the best in every way. Have a sunshine day.
The law offices of Goldman, Monahan, Tucker, and Bettine is here to help you with your personal legal challenges, business needs, and real estate matters. Since 1984, we have assisted countless numbers of Florida individuals and businesses with their legal issues. From trusts and estates, wills, real estate, and civil or criminal litigation, we pride ourselves on maintaining lifelong client relationships and would appreciate the opportunity to assist you and your family as well. Please call 321-639-1320 for further information on the law offices of Goldman, Monahan, Tucker, and Bettine. I'm a non-attorney spokesman.
And we are back with Dr. Sonja Ogletree Satani, the CEO of Corporate Cycle Consulting. Now, a couple of questions that I believe the audience would love to know. What was the most expensive mistake you made in your business, and how did you recover from it?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
You get right to the hard stuff.
That is a really great question. There were several costly mistakes that I made. One was hiring the wrong person and not really taking the time to analyze what the skill sets I really needed in my business and how to really maximize the use of staff. And that cost me. In addition to that, not knowing the direction that I wanted to go. And I had spent a lot of money in advertising, being on TV, radio shows, and all kinds of things, only to change everything, have a fresh restart, and just pivot and go in a whole different direction. So I've spent thousands of dollars just in making the wrong marketing message. So when you are putting a message out there, it's important to make sure that you are using the right message. Because when you use the wrong message and you add a blowhorn to it, you're just shouting it out wrong. And you're still not attracting the right people that you need in order to market and to monetize what you're doing. So with that shift, it has cost me big time. So those are probably the two biggest mistakes that I've made that have cost me dearly.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for your honesty, and thank you for telling us that. Let people know how they could book an appointment with you.
Sure. There's two ways you can book an appointment. You can call me direct at my office number, 843-920-3222. Again, 843-920-3222, or visit corporatecycleconsulting.com. So www.corporatecycleconsulting.com, and you can contact us and schedule an appointment that way.
Sounds great. And I know there's, you're the author of some fantastic books. Can you tell us how we can find those?
Sure. Well, my first book that was launched, you can actually find it on my website, corporatecycleconsulting.com. And it's the secret formula for a business breakthrough. So if you're looking to have a business breakthrough, go check it out. The second book, I was one of 18 contributors to the viral networking for drastic results, strategies to get known, get connected, and get paid. Mm-hmm. So that is one of our international books that recently launched, again, with 19 other, including myself, contributors on that book.
Right. And that's, I know it was just launching after the conference, so that was amazing. So everybody should definitely look for that book. That's a lot of great stories. Now, do you want to tell us about the class and your students that are on with us?
We want to put them on the spot too.
Love to. And let me just say, you can find those books on Amazon. So you can either
excellent.
punch in my name. Yeah, you can either punch in Dr. Sonja Ogletree Satani, or you can punch the titles of the books and you'll be able to find it. And I have the fabulous, the best class. I know probably some of my previous class are like, no, we're the best. But these are amazing students. So we have Jeanette Rivera, we have Rafi Marte Diaz, and also Spencer Willey joining us. And they are part of our strategic planning and implementation class.
Great.
How does that work? Do they have real life experience and they apply it toward their careers, their professions? Well, what do you think, Spencer? What have you learned in class today?
Right now, we're learning a lot of different. It requires a lot of different areas to come up with a plan and how to use every aspect of a business and the tools that are available to come up with an adequate strategy to overcome competition or a weakness within the company and look for opportunities that can make the company grow.
What kind of business do you have? It looks like you're a very handy guy, just from the background.
Yeah. Well, I'm a retired Navy guy, so I'm going to go back in the workforce, and we'll see where we lead. Right now, I'm working for a manufacturing company of heat exchange units, so we just started there and see how that works.
Well,
Sounds
thank you for
great.
your service.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
And we have 2 other students.
Jeanette or Rafi, do you want to chime in about the class?
Yes, hi. Can you guys hear me now?
Sure.
Awesome. Thank you. Yes, so just like Mr. Spencer, also Navy, still working on retiring. Yeah, there's a lot right now in the class. We're working with just creating our own airline and learning how to be competitive in the market and staying relevant. Still just soaking everything in. There's a lot to learn in 5 weeks. So just trying to keep up and learn as much as Dr. Ogletree can give us.
That's fantastic. That's wonderful. Rafi, do you want to chime in?
Good evening, everyone. Just like the rest of the student, all of us said, we have learned so much from Doctor. So myself, some of the stuff I implement myself today, I'm active in the military. The SWOT analysis, which would tell us the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats from companies. As business owners, sometimes we have to be careful and sometimes do this analysis because it will tell us how the competitions, what are the strengths and so weaknesses that we might have to look before we actually start, and also look into the strength and the opportunities, because all of them go hand in hand when it comes to opening a business. Thank you.
That's great. Yes, no, that's fantastic. Now, how are you reaching out to our active duty people and retired? How are you doing that, Doctor?
Well, I am a medically retired veteran of the United States Air Force.
Yes.
So whether it's communicating with fellow veterans that are here in class, or they are coming to my office to meet with me because they're interested in starting their own business as they transition out of the military and are ready to start their own companies. And I still have access to the military bases. I also work with individuals that are looking to get certified after getting out of the military, whether they're a service disabled veteran, veteran-owned small business, or veteran-owned woman small business. So I also help them through those certifications as well.
That's amazing. This has been so fantastic. Thank you all for coming on the show. We certainly have learned a lot, and people certainly need to reach out to you, Dr. Sonja Ogletree Satani. Thank you all for being on. Thank you.
And thank you for your class and talking and sharing their ideas and their success.
Truly appreciate it. Thank you. This was wonderful.
Thank you. And thanks for having all of us.
Of course.